Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, my name is Gina and this is Nikki, and I make videos about houseplants and houseplant related content. So if that sounds interesting to you, you should hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. So today's video is a Halloween themed video. So I have some plant chores I need to do. I have a lot of propagating I need to do, and I figured this might be the perfect opportunity to chop up some plants. So I have several different Hoyas that I'm going to be propagating today with you guys, and I thought we could chop these up and chat and just talk about Halloween and whatever. So this isn't going to be like a how to propagate, because I've actually already done that and I did it not too long ago. So I will go ahead and link that video for you guys in the description if you want to see how, like the how-to of propagating. But today I just want to chop these guys up and chat. So let's get started. I was trying to think of how we could make this a spooky propagation video, but to be honest, I'm not really into like spooky Halloween or gory Halloween. I'm more about like the cutesy Halloween stuff and like ghost stories. I don't really have ghost stories to tell, but I do have some kind of weird experiences that I can share with you guys that would be kind of like Halloween related. But first, let me show you what I'm going to be propagating first. And this is my Hoya rotundiflora. And this thing has outgrown the Millsbo cabinet. It's just like growing wild and crazy, and I figured this would be a great time to chop this one up. All right, so I went ahead and I gathered all my supplies together here, and I'm going to be propagating into moss. All right, so some weird things that have happened that are kind of Halloween related. So, all right, so this was about probably like 2000, maybe 2008. We were living in California, and it was like early morning, maybe like, I don't know, 3 in the morning maybe, or 4 in the morning. And I was fast asleep, and someone whispered in my ear, and they said my name. It was Gina. And it freaked me out. I woke up instantly. I was like, what the heck? I mean, I'm sure I wasn't dreaming. And it's only happened that one time. That was the only time it ever happened. And I was trying to think back of like what the voice sounded like if it was a male voice or a female voice. And it was indistinguishable. So it was really, really strange. Have any of you ever had something like that happen? You know, I want to like say I was just dreaming and I heard that, but it was so loud, and it like woke me up so suddenly that I'm sure it was real. Who was it? I don't know. That's the weird part. It wasn't my husband. He was asleep next to me. My son was maybe 5 years old at the time, or 8 years old, and it wasn't him. I'm so glad I don't have like tons of spooky stories to tell you guys, because that would just be, I mean, 1 or 2 is enough for me. I mean, I believe in like haunted things like ghosts and haunted houses. I mean, I totally believe it's real. So I'm just thankful that I don't have a lot of experience with something like that. I do have a story in this house though, but let me show you. This is my first propagation. So that's 2 cuttings of rotundiflora. And let's see, I think I'm going to move on to another plant. Let's see, I think I want to do the Croniana Black. So I have a lot to work with this plant, and that's the Croniana Black. And I think this is like one of the most beautiful I've ever seen. It's just such a dark, rich color. So we're going to chop this one up. All right, so let's see. I don't know if I should go in chronological order or just kind of bounce around, but I kind of wrote a few things down for you guys to chat about. I guess we'll go with something that happened, weird happenings in this house. So we bought this house from, it was a single guy that lived here, and he passed away. But he didn't pass away in this house. Apparently he is sad. He had a heart attack while driving, and he died. So, and I know he was a big smoker. So one night, my husband and I were sleeping, and we were both woken up by a really strong smell of cigarette smoke, which is weird. It was definitely like cigarette smoke. And we have not seen anyone in this neighborhood smoking. We've never smelled smoke in this neighborhood, cigarette smoke. So that was, we both kind of were like, do you smell that? It smells like cigarettes. And I think both of us were thinking at the same time about the guy that used to live here that smoked. So I don't know. Maybe he made a little visit that night. I mean, I don't know what else it could have been. It was 3 in the morning. Who's outside smoking at that time? Maybe someone, but I don't think so. And then, so in the morning, when we got up, I mean, we didn't smell anything. It was just like, it was weird. It was definitely weird. So that may have been another little experience with a ghost. Don't know. I think I might put one more. I think I'll make this a 3-stem cutting propagation. It'll be a full one. All right, so the next one I'm going to propagate is the Hoya Carmelae. All right, so more stories. So my dad passed away in 1994, and it was like 2000, probably like 2001, and I was in my son's bedroom. He was like 2 years old, maybe not even 2 years old, and I had fallen asleep in his room that night. So it was morning, and it was the anniversary of my father's passing, and just like out of nowhere, one of his toys turned on, one of those electric, it was like a dump truck or a fire engine, whatever it was loud, and it woke me up, freaked me out, and I was like, what? Why is this toy just playing on its own? So I'm laying there and I'm like, thinking about the day, and I was like, oh, it's the anniversary. So maybe it was my dad. I don't know. Oh, there's a Hoya Carmelet. That should be really cute, nice and full when it grows in. I think I want to do some sigillatus. Do some cuttings of this. Okay, so let me see. I have one more kind of ghost type, spirit type story. And that would be in 2015, my mom passed away unexpectedly. So I had gotten the call that morning, early in the morning. It was like 3 in the morning our time, because it was 5 in the morning her time. And it was my stepdad calling. So he was calling to let us know what happened. And then later that morning, I went into the bathroom and I flipped the light switch, and it the light just like popped, which is, that's kind of weird, right? It's weird. I mean, I've had bulbs blow out before, which is not unusual, but I don't know, it just felt like for that to happen that morning, that day, it was just, it made me think it was my mom. And I know I've heard like spirits and stuff, they'll come to you through, or they kind of work through like electricity. So like if you have a light that's blinking a lot, that could be something. I don't know if you guys heard that. I've heard that. So I just tend to believe that that was her that morning, just stopping in. On her way to wherever. Heaven, hopefully. I mean, she would, if there is a heaven, that's where she would be, so. All right, I think I'm gonna make this a 2-stem sigillatus propagation cutting. I wanna start making my propagations bigger. My pots a little bigger, not just like single stems, but fuller pots. So there's sigillatus. All right, my table is so full here. Let's see, I'll do more of those later, but now I want to work on the Beacensis splash. All right, so I think that is all the kind of weird, kind of like spirit type experiences I've had. So let's see here. Oh, how big do I want this? That's a cute little cutting, little propagation. I think I'll go ahead and make this a 2 cutting pot as well. All right, so what can we talk about now? So like, thank goodness I don't have a lot of like experience with ghosts and spirits, because yikes, I would not be able to handle it. So let's do a couple more cuttings of each plant. And we could talk about movies, like what's your favorite Halloween movie, scary movie, horror movie? So we don't really watch horror movies in my house. I used to watch them as a kid, and my husband and my son are not into scary movies, so we don't do that. So usually I'm watching Halloween by myself, because That's my favorite Halloween movie. So another one I like a lot would be Scream. I think that's a really good one because I don't like supernatural horror movies, not into it. As a kid, my mom and I went to go see Poltergeist at the movie theater. And I'm not sure what year that one came out. Maybe, was it 1980 maybe? 81? I'll have to look that up. So I was like, if it was 1980, I would have been like 8 or 9 years old, probably 8 years old. And that movie scarred me so bad. I thought I would be able to handle it, but apparently not. And I did not sleep in my own bed for like a week or 2 weeks. And I slept because outside my bedroom had a big tree outside of it. And we lived in the Midwest. We got lots of thunderstorms. And we get a thunderstorm and you see that reflection of the tree on the wall. And I was just like, oh, no thanks. So I was sleeping on the couch in the living room for like 2 weeks after seeing that movie. So that was an impactful movie for me. All right, so that one, I got another Beacensis done. And, so I do these propagations when my plants, they outgrow their spaces, but I sell my propagations. So if you don't know, I do have a website called thepinktrellis.com, and I sell my propagations on the website. So all of these propagations that I'm doing here will eventually make their way to that website, probably next spring, because I do like to let my propagations grow out a long time before I sell them, just so I know that they're super healthy and they would do well traveling to your home. So, so I mentioned I did how to propagate video before, and those propagations are now ready for the website. So I thought I would show you some of those that you'll find on the website. And this is a Croniana Black. That will be there. And this is the Croniana Super Silver. And this Hoya Rebecca. So these, if you go to my website, you'll probably see them there unless they have sold out. But so I will be posting some new plants on the website. So eventually, these new ones, Rotundiflora, will be there. So I'm just a hobbyist that will, when my plants grow too big, I cut them and then I sell them on my website. So I'm not like a big time operation. So it's not like I always have a ton of plants available on my website, but you'll find usually there'll be at least a couple available on there. So definitely check it out. So it is Halloween Eve, and I'm looking forward to the trick-or-treaters coming tomorrow. I've always enjoyed Halloween, and I mean, since I was a little kid, it was one of my favorite holidays. And I thought I'd show you the candy that I'll be handing out. We have Kit Kats and Reese's and Twizzlers and Whoppers, Jolly Ranchers, and this is the only bag I got. So when this runs out, that's it. We don't get a ton of kids in my neighborhood, so that should last us. So I'm curious what you guys are handing out for Halloween, because I always think that's fun, seeing what other people are handing out. What's your favorite Halloween candy? I'm curious what your favorite Halloween candy is. I think mine, when I was a kid, I really liked like the Reese's peanut butter cups, and I liked Butterfingers, although I didn't like how it would get stuck in my teeth, but I loved them. And I don't eat a whole lot of chocolate these days, so I like the like Skittles and Starbursts are my favorite now, and I do like Kit Kats. So good thing we have some Kit Kats in here. So let me know, what's your favorite Halloween candy? All right, so I think we're gonna call it right here. I do have more propagating to do, but I think I don't want this video to get too long. And so don't forget to check out my website if you're in the market for some new Hoyas. It's the pinktrellis.com. So you should find some there. And I guess that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this little Halloween themed video, and if you did, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love for you to be a part of this community, so maybe hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next video. Happy Halloween. Bye.